Hi, our next topic is about restrictions and activity completions. For this particular topic, I will be using a learning management system or a module-based learning management system. So first, we will talk about activity completions, and then we can proceed with restrictions. So this is the system, a model-based system that I'm talking about earlier. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go inside the course. So this will be our sample course. And from this course, let's focus on topics 5 and 6 for demonstration purposes for activity completions and restrictions. Again, as what I've said, we will first talk about activity completions. By default, students can manually track or can manually complete a particular activity. So like, for example, we have here quiz. And as you can see on the right side, we have a check mark, meaning if the students going to click this one, it will be marked as completed on their end, even if they haven't taken it yet. So to show you what I'm talking about, I'm just going to switch role into a student. And then, as you can see, I have a check mark over here. Now, if I'm going to click this one, it will be marked as completed on the student's end. Now, as a teacher, you don't want that. You want that students, especially for the quiz, students must take the quiz first before they can complete a certain activity. So how do you do an automatic completion in a Moodle-based learning management system? Okay, so let me just go back to my normal role. So for you to do that, you need to have an activity first. In this case, I will be using the quiz, but for Moodle-based LMS, we have tons of activities that you can do. You can have assignments, you can have questionnaires, you can have different kinds of activities, right? Again, I will be using the quiz activity for simulation purposes. So to have an automatic completion for quiz activity, you have to go to the quiz settings. And if here on the right side, you have activity completion feature. So from here, you just have to change the completion tracking to show activity as complete. And then, like for example, if you want that students must view this activity to complete it, of course, they must view to complete this one. And then you have to require a grade for this particular activity so that it will be completed on their end. So like, for example, if these are just formative quiz, like these are just multiple choice questions or true or false, it must release a grade immediately after taking the quiz. So you just have to require a grade after they took the quiz so that it will be completed on their end. There are additional features here or additional options if you want, but let's just focus on the first two options. Again, for the quiz to be completed on the student's end, they need to open the quiz, which is this part here, and then they need to receive a grade for this particular quiz. Now, once done, you can just click save and return to course. Now that we know the basics of how activities are automatically completed in a Moodle-based LMS, how do you use that to serve as a filter for the students to access future activity or resources? So what I'm going to show right now is I have two activities. The first one is the quiz. This is the sample quiz that we had earlier, and I added a SCORM package. So my condition will be students cannot access the SCORM package if they are not completed with quiz 1. Also, I will add that students must reach a grade of 70% or more so that they can access the SCORM package, how to evaluate online courses. So how do you do that? You simply go to the settings of the SCORM and then go to restrict access. And then we're going to add a restriction. So from here, we will first select activity completion because we want that students must complete sample quiz number 1 before they can access the SCORM package that we have. So that will be our first condition. And then we're going to add another condition. This time it's a grade because we want that student must reach a grade of 70% or more so that they can access the next resources, or this for this particular example, so that they can access the SCORM package. So I'm gonna click grade, and then here, which activity you want to get the grade range from. So in this case, I will be using sample quiz 1, and then the grade must be 70% or more. So we have two conditions. We have activity 1 must be completed, and the second condition is that sample quiz 1 should reach at least 70% grade so that they can access this particular resource or resources. And you must also bear in mind that here at the very top, there's very important rules. Students must match all. This is basically means and, meaning they should complete all the requirements here, or else they cannot access the activity. If it's any, meaning they just have to complete one requirement and then they can access the activity. But then again, we want all the we want all the conditions to be completed first before they can access the activity. So let's just leave it as all, and then we can save it now. So if you notice, there's like a key icon here at the top of the activity, and if you're going to click this one, it says the activity sample quiz 1, which is this one, is marked complete, and then you should achieve a required score which is 70% or more so that you can access this one. So let's try and simulate. Let's switch role as student. There you go. So we're going to take the quiz first, attempt quiz now. Let's just say this is your answer. I'm going to submit all and finish. Let's see if we can reach a grade of 70%. As you can see, currently my grade is 67%. Let's check if we can now access the SCORM package. Still, we cannot access the SCORM package because our grade is at 68%. So, by the way, this is just for simulation, right? So what I did was I updated the grade for the student, for the switch role student in this case. I updated it to perfect score so that just to show you that if the student got a perfect score and then they have completed the quiz itself, then they can now access the SCORM package. There you go. And then they can now enter the package itself. So that's one way of restricting access to different activities and resources in a Moodle-based LMS. We can also use activity restrictions for each section. Like for example, on this particular course, we have 6 sections, right? From topic 1 up to topic number 6. So let's just say that students cannot access topic 6 or section 6 if they are not completed with sample quiz 1. So we can do that. Let's just go to topic 6 and then we will go to edit section. And from here, we have restrict access option, right? So I'm going to, it's more or less same with the restricting access to an activity. So we're going to add a restriction and then we're going to use the activity completion, meaning students must complete a sample quiz 1 first before they can access the next section or the next topic. And then we're going to add another restriction wherein students must reach a grade of 70% or more for the sample quiz 1 so that they can access the said section or topic. It's the same condition with the SCORM package that we had earlier, except that this time we're just applying it in a section rather than an activity. So again, students must complete sample quiz 1 and that they should receive a grade of at least 70% so that they can access the next chapter. I'm going to click Save Changes now. And then let me try to switch role as a student. Okay, now currently we are at topic number 5. And of course, our student has completed sample quiz 1 with a grade of 10 or a perfect score. So let's see if we can access topic number 6. And as you can see, yes, we can. Let's just say that I'm going to edit the grade of the student for sample quiz 1. Okay, so I have updated the grade of the student for sample quiz 1 to just 50%. And let's check if we can access the topic number 6. And as you can see, if you notice topic number 6, it has a warning that says this particular section is conditional, meaning there's a certain condition that will be achieved by the students so that they can access the content of topic 6. Now, if I'm going to click topic 6, it says that the activity sample quiz 1 should be marked complete, and that we should achieve a grade of 70% or more so that we can access the contents of chapter 6. So basically, this is how it works in terms, if you've been using the learning management system that we're currently using, the our soul system, we can see that you cannot access the courses, the future courses, if you haven't completed certain requirements from the current or from the previous sections. So that's how you implement, or that's one way of using activity completion and restrict access in a learning management system, most importantly, a Moodle-based learning management system.